If you are a regular viewer of this channel, you'll definitely notice something off here, because you used to see that wall in the background, and now we have this nice new curtains behind me. So it was a little bit of a snowball effect. I decided I had to turn my rig 90 degrees, and that snowballed into a full room renovation. And that means that everything now is fresh and not new. Well, the room is partly new. I will show you, because this is the moment for a nice room tour. I got asked by one person once to do a room tour, and who am I not to oblige? So we're gonna do the room tour, and we're gonna end the video with a nice channel update to explain to you guys where I want to head with the channel and what I want to create, and also what I don't want to create. So let's dive in. So this is the way the room looks now, and I'm actually quite pleased with the result. I will put up a photo of how this room used to look. I used to have like a working sim room in one, but one day I decided to make a separate sim room, and I just put everything in here, and where the place where the home trainer was, I just put my rig, and it wasn't really an issue when I still had the PlayStation trophy, but when I moved over to the aluminum rig, it was just blocking the door to the balcony, and was just no good business. So there we go. I had to clear out the room to turn the rig, and then the room was empty, and I looked at the vinyl and I pulled it out, and well, one thing led to another. The snowball effect was real, and here we are. But I'm glad I all did it, and that it's now behind us, so we can focus on videos again. Let me start here, by the way, because this is my PC, and it's nothing fancy. It has a Ryzen 7800 X3D in, and a NVIDIA GeForce 4070 Super Ti, or the other way around. It's a powerful PC, it just doesn't look flashy. I'm not that big into RGB stuff, and those are the pedals as well. We'll get to them later, but the PC, the powerhouse of the room, is over there. Basic IKEA stuff, no need to mention that. And this is where I edit and watch videos and just basically chill. I used to have this arm and microphone in a position I could swivel it to my rig as well, but that is something I'm not doing anymore, because I just can't really stand having this mic in between my driving arms and my mouth. So I just use this for voiceovers now, which is perfect as well. Let's just move it out of the way. So this is, yeah, basic, very basic minimalistic setup, I'd say. There's a Logitech mouse. It's a super light something. It's a good mouse. You can use it for first person shooters. I used to play a little Daisy sometimes. And a Amazon keyboard that is from the brand Yunzi, there it is, I believe. And these cheap boards, because it's only like 60 bucks, they sound great nowadays. Woo. So it's a perfect keyboard for a nice price. Monitor as well. Very basic, well, not really a basic, but it's a iiyama 32-inch QHD, 165 Hz. I have another one over there on my sim rig. I used to have 3 as triple screens, but I obviously can't fit them in this room, so this is what it is, and it's fine. Another very important piece of the puzzle is this one. It featured in some videos, and where I show you guys the temperature. There's also a clock, but I mainly use it for the temperature because I want to know how hot it is over here. Let's move over to the rig. Close the door. I can't find this cover. It's the last thing I need to do in this room is find this cover, but I lost it. Let's get up. Let's take a quick look in between, because there is the other powerhouse of this room. It's my Simagic Simagic Alpha U. No, it says Formula Drift, that's why I got it confused. It's a very, very nice base. 23 Newton meters of torque, I believe, and just general, very good stuff. I also have this key light used to illuminate my face when racing. It's also very basic stuff. Bought these arms as well, so I could angle it the way I like, and it's also just Amazon stuff. It's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing with apps or connectivity. I just have a button and I use one setting anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This is a Røde NTH 100, I believe, with a ModMic on it, a wireless ModMic. So I get a little bit better audio quality from this thing. I used to have the mic for this and I used it sometimes, but it just wasn't up for the job. I just didn't really like the sound of it. So upgraded that with a ModMic. Let's look at this one as well. There we go, Simagic GTS, 300 millimeters in diameter. Got all the 7-way switches and rev lights. It just doesn't have a double clutch, but on a round rim I do not really mind. I use this for drifting, rallying, you know the deal. For competitive sim racing I use this one. And this is the Simagic Neo GT. I believe everybody and his mom has made a review on this wheel, so look into that if you're interested. It's a very nice rim for the price. It has a lot of functionality, it's sturdy, it's dual clutch. It's just all you want in a wheel for competitive racing. And I think the size is perfect for both GT and Formula. Maybe a bit on the large side for Formula racing, but I don't do that a lot anyway, so for me it's no problem. This is very satisfying. Need to align it properly though. That's a very satisfying click. It's a very good quick release system. Maybe the best. There's me. Let's move over to the rig itself because it is a Treq rig. I'm not sure. I always think of Treq Racer when I see this brand, but it's a Dutch brand. It's support your local supplier, I guess. And these guys are really nice, and they make good rigs. They look good, they feel good, they're sturdy. So basically, with all respect, like every other major aluminum rig company out there, but they're all good, you know. So very nice rig, nice seat as well, and it has a nice feature because it has a pocket for your phone. Right. I have a stream deck as well, just double-sided taped it like a true professional that I am to my rig. I use it for, there's an iRacing plugin, and I use it for OBS, obviously. And on the other side, there's the emergency stop, which I have never used. Now I have. Down there, I still believe that braking is the most essential part of sim racing, at least for sports car and Formula car. Might be different for oval, but for sports car and Formula car, your braking technique is where it's at. I angled them down actually. I'm not sure if it's supported by the manufacturer from the rig, but I just wanted to have a little bit of a decline on my pedals. I had an injury before on my ankle, and when I did this, it was a lot better. So that's why it looks a bit weird. It feels a bit weird to have your heel on a sloped surface, but it's definitely better for my ankle. And maybe the most important part of this rig are these worn out sand, I don't know what you call them. They would call them a sloffe in Dutch. I'll put the word up here, the English word. And they give me a little bit thicker feel than a sock whilst not having a shoe. So I guess that's the most important part of my rig. I have a mouse tray as well, and this keyboard that everybody uses to keyboard and mouse at the same time while you're in your rig. English is very difficult. All right, so I said about multiple things now that they're the most important thing of my channel of sim racing, but obviously the most important thing of my channel are these things. These are the Jeffrey P. Bezos special edition lights, or just some random LED strips that you can buy on Amazon. And the fun fact about this is when I made my first video, it was the only light that looked a little bit decent on the camera that I had. So that's why I chose the blue color. But now I kind of grew fond of it. I even bought a karting helmet in the same color. So I guess the blue is staying. And well, it's as simple as plugging it into the socket, which is secretly still black. Nobody mentioned that. And then we close our nice blackout curtains. There we go. Look at this. Click. There we go. Now I can talk you guys through the channel update. So we're back in the rig, and I will explain to you a little bit about the channel situation, because I believe it's been a month since I last uploaded, and that upload was part of the Porsche Cup series where I tried to become a champion in the iRacing Porsche Cup unsuccessfully, by the way, because the level is very high. It's very difficult to become a champion in that series, I found out. But when I started that series, I was convinced that I was just going to make 12 videos, one every week. Basically make 12 of the same videos, because that's how it started feeling. After 3 to 4 weeks, it started just like I was making the same video, but then every week. So it was I learned a lot in that sense, that you need a lot of discipline if you just want to record your races and edit them, because the creative process only starts when you start editing. And that kind of burned me out is stretching it, but it was a little bit demoralizing sometimes, because sometimes you just have a race where you start third. For example, I didn't really start third a lot, but let's say I started third. I would just be in a gap from second. Second place was faster, fourth place was slower, and you would just be in a gap for half an hour. There's no content in that. I don't like to talk to myself a lot while racing, so that makes it a little bit more difficult as well. So I'm not gonna go forward in making these race POV style videos. However, I will try and increase the frequency of doing live streams in that way. So just like iRacing special events, or you have iRacing combos every week with endurance races. If there's one I like, I could do a live stream on that. Maybe some Le Mans Ultimate or another addition to low fuel motorsport. I don't know, but the racing style videos where I competitively sim race are just going to be live streams from now on. On the other hand, I will try to make one video every week with an idea that I just randomly popped into my head. For example, it's definitely my best viewed video on this channel still. It's called Seriously Trying Less Serious Racing Games, and it was literally a shower thought. I have some of these videos lined up for the channel, but like I said, it's not going to be like a competitive online race environment. It's just going to be like a little bit of a creative video surrounding sim racing. And those are the videos that I want to make, of one a week. So that's pretty much it. I already experimented with these types of videos, but I didn't really create anything I liked enough to publish. For example, I tried to make a video on Forza Horizon 5, and that's very different from sim racing, but I was trying to give it a little bit of a sim racing kind of vibe. So that's the direction. I deleted the footage, and now I kind of regret it, but I just kind of want to stay in this sim racing area. For example, Wreckfest 2 got released. Wreckfest is seriously one of my most favorite games to play on a controller, and it's very decent on a wheel. So it's like I want to stay in that area, and I also want to keep my eye on whatever is going on in sim racing world, not just focusing on the competitive side of things, because that creative process is a little fixed, because you gotta show the race from start and you gotta understand what's going on in the middle part, and you make your way to the end. There's no surprises. The creative, like I said, the creative process is a little between these barriers, I guess. I also tried vlogging. Yes, I have proof of that. There's people again. I'm not sure if I can do that, but the videos I'll be making now are more like the early work of my channel, in which I take creative freedom in the sim racing space. So I have another video lined up, and I'm 95% sure that's what I will be releasing after this video. So just to give you a quick rundown, I will try and make one video every week in which I take creative liberty around the sim racing world to create a video that I like. And 2, I will try and increase my live streaming frequency so I can still do the competitive racing and you can still watch that. So what's there not to like? I hope that clears it up for you. It has cleared it up for me personally. And I will see you next week. I will see you next week.